practice speaking in English.
He is standing at the other end of the bridge.
彼は橋の反対側に立っています。
He is standing at the other end of the bridge. How come Mary is going on a picnic with him?
どうしてメアリーは彼とピクニックに行くの？
How come Mary is going on a picnic with him? The plants died for lack of water.
植物は水不足で枯れてしまいました。
The plants died for lack of water. I felt something crawling on my back.
私は何かが背中を這っているのを感じました。
I felt something crawling on my back. Do you have any idea?
あなたは何か考えがありますか？
Do you have any idea? Have a go at it.
試してみて。
Have a go at it. I think I have to begin working on my homework.
私は宿題を始めなければならないと思います。
I think I have to begin working on my homework. Don't make such careless mistakes.
そんな不注意な間違いをしないように。
Don't make such careless mistakes. The holiday traffic crawled along the highway.
休日の交通は高速道路をのろのろと進みました。
The holiday traffic crawled along the highway. This dress comes in 3 sizes.
こちらのワンピースは3サイズ展開です。
This dress comes in 3 sizes. I shouldn't think too much.
私はあまり考えすぎるべきではなかった。
I shouldn't think too much. Are you working on this side of the city?
あなたは街のこちら側で働いていますか？
Are you working on this side of the city? Everyone hoped that she would win.
誰もが彼女が勝つことを望みました。
Everyone hoped that she would win. This is the same watch that I've lost.
これは私がなくしたのと同じ時計です。
This is the same watch that I've lost. The night was so cold.
夜はとても寒かったです。
The night was so cold. I'm sorry, but I didn't catch what you said.
すみませんが、おっしゃったことが聞き取れませんでした。
I'm sorry, but I didn't catch what you said. This essay shows a great improvement.
このエッセイは大いに進歩しています。
This essay shows a great improvement. What made you think so?
なぜそう思うようになったのですか？
What made you think so? Don't bother to call on him.
わざわざ声をかける必要はありません。
Don't bother to call on him. The meat is smooth and soft.
お肉は滑らかで柔らかいです。
The meat is smooth and soft. We yawn when we are short of oxygen.
私たちは酸素が不足するとあくびをします。
We yawn when we are short of oxygen. There was nothing in the box.
箱の中には何もありませんでした。
There was nothing in the box. When you get there, please tell him to come.
着いたら彼に来るように言ってあげてくださいね。
When you get there, please tell him to come. Not all of us can speak English.
私たち全員が英語を話せるわけではないです。
Not all of us can speak English. How wonderful to meet you again.
もう一度あなたに会えてとても嬉しいです。
How wonderful to meet you again. Don't let him in while I'm reading.
私が本を読んでいる間は彼を中に入れてはいけません。
Don't let him in while I'm reading. She's intent on going to New York to study fashion.
ファッションの勉強のためにニューヨークに行くつもりなんだそうです。
She's intent on going to New York to study fashion. You know what I mean?
私の言っていることがわかりますか？
You know what I mean? This is the place where she works as a secretary.
ここは彼女が秘書として働いている場所です。
This is the place where she works as a secretary. This tree is the tallest and oldest in the forest.
この木はこの森で一番高くて古いです。
This tree is the tallest and oldest in the forest. He's very enthusiastic about it.
彼はそれについて大変熱心です。
He's very enthusiastic about it. It cost him £5 to buy it back.
買い戻すのに5ポンドもかかりました。
It cost him £5 to buy it back. The painting will cost at least $1,000.
その絵は少なくとも$1,000はするでしょう。
The painting will cost at least $1,000. If only I could fly.
もし飛ぶことができればいいのに。
If only I could fly. Everybody wished he had been elected governor.
誰もが彼が知事に選ばれればよかったと思いました。
Everybody wished he had been elected governor. The reporter criticized the politician.
記者はその政治家を批判しました。
The reporter criticized the politician. They are my father and mother.
彼らは私の父と母です。
They are my father and mother. How in the world did you do such a thing?
一体どうやってそんなことをしたのですか？
How in the world did you do such a thing? Have you got any plans?
何か予定はある？
Have you got any plans? Lisa has a house which has 2 rooms.
リサは2部屋ある家を持っています。
Lisa has a house which has 2 rooms. That is the same color as mine.
それは私のと同じ色です。
That is the same color as mine. I would like to see Mr. Smith.
スミスさんにお会いしたいのですが。
I would like to see Mr. Smith. We were quite at a loss which way to go.
どっちに行くかかなり途方に暮れていました。
We were quite at a loss which way to go. When did you get up?
いつ起きましたか？
When did you get up? I am sending a copy of my letter to you.
私の手紙のコピーを送ります。
I am sending a copy of my letter to you. It is time you went to school.
もう学校へ行く時間だ。
It is time you went to school. Do I need a tie?
ネクタイは必要ですか？
Do I need a tie? We ought to have phoned ahead and reserved a table.
先に電話で予約しておくべきでした。
We ought to have phoned ahead and reserved a table. Let's take advantage of the vacation to mow the lawn.
休みを利用して芝生を刈りましょう。
Let's take advantage of the vacation to mow the lawn. The flood did a lot of damage to the village.
洪水で村は大きな被害を受けました。
The flood did a lot of damage to the village. I see no objection whatever.
私は何の意義もなさそうです。
I see no objection whatever. Maria's late husband was a violinist.
マリアの亡き夫はバイオリニストでした。
Maria's late husband was a violinist. I don't see why not.
いいんじゃないかな。
I don't see why not. Which shoes are you going to put on?
どの靴を履きますか？
Which shoes are you going to put on? Just a moment. I haven't made up my mind.
少々お待ちください。まだ決めていません。
Just a moment. I haven't made up my mind. Helen visits her uncle every Sunday.
ヘレンは毎週日曜日におじさんを訪ねます。
Helen visits her uncle every Sunday. Do you have a minute?
少し時間ありますか？
Do you have a minute? Wherever you may go, you'll be welcomed.
どこへ行っても歓迎されるでしょう。
Wherever you may go, you'll be welcomed. This child is teething now.
この子は今歯が生えかけています。
This child is teething now. The story was so complicated that I couldn't follow it.
話が複雑すぎてついていけなかったです。
The story was so complicated that I couldn't follow it. After I locked all the doors, I went to bed.
ドアに全部鍵をかけた後、私は寝ました。
After I locked all the doors, I went to bed. It bounced up and down.
それは上下に跳ねました。
It bounced up and down. Take care not to drop the bottle.
瓶を落とさないように注意してください。
Take care not to drop the bottle. This novel consists of 3 parts.
この小説は3部からなっています。
This novel consists of 3 parts. Type this letter for me.
この手紙をタイプしてください。
Type this letter for me. Nice to meet you again.
またお会いしましょう。
Nice to meet you again. I think I will have one more ice cream cone.
アイスクリームのコーンをもう1個食べたいと思います。
I think I will have one more ice cream cone. The boy could not live up to the school rules.
少年は校則を守れませんでした。
The boy could not live up to the school rules. The question is too easy for her to answer.
その質問は彼女には簡単すぎて答えられない。
The question is too easy for her to answer. He was stiff about it.
彼はそれに固執していました。
He was stiff about it. It is more than certain.
それは確かです。
It is more than certain. I'm afraid it will be rainy.
雨になるのではないかと思います。
I'm afraid it will be rainy. I want to eat warm soup.
温かいスープが食べたいです。
I want to eat warm soup. My father came and opened the door.
父が来てドアを開けました。
My father came and opened the door. I'm having a good day.
私は良い一日を過ごしています。
I'm having a good day. All the family got out of the car.
家族全員が車から降りました。
All the family got out of the car. This building should be kept as a national heritage.
この建物は国家遺産として残すべきです。
This building should be kept as a national heritage. Can you explain how this machine works?
この機械はどうやって動くのですか？
Can you explain how this machine works? It's 2 miles from here to the station.
ここから駅まで2マイルあります。
It's 2 miles from here to the station. I hope your friend sends in an application.
お友達が申請書を送ってくれるといいですね。
I hope your friend sends in an application. We share the same point.
私たちの観点は同じです。
We share the same point. You should start as early as you can.
できるだけ早く出発した方がいいですよ。
You should start as early as you can. Thank you for coming all the way in this rain.
この雨の中、わざわざお越しいただきありがとうございました。
Thank you for coming all the way in this rain. The clouds opened and the sun shone through.
雲が開き、太陽が差し込んできました。
The clouds opened and the sun shone through. Our refrigerator is out of order.
冷蔵庫が故障しています。
Our refrigerator is out of order. Whichever you choose, make sure it is a good one.
どちらを選ぶにしても、それが良いものであることを確認してください。
Whichever you choose, make sure it is a good one. This room is for rent.
この部屋は貸し間です。
This room is for rent. You should pay more attention to what he says.
あなたは彼の言うことにもっと注意を払うべきです。
You should pay more attention to what he says. Let's get off the bus here.
ここでバスを降りましょう。
Let's get off the bus here. Do you ever smoke at meal times?
食事の時にタバコを吸うことはありますか？
Do you ever smoke at meal times? Good movies broaden your horizons.
良い映画は視野を広げてくれます。
Good movies broaden your horizons. Does this bus go to the Hilton Hotel?
このバスはヒルトンホテルに行きますか？
Does this bus go to the Hilton Hotel? The architect designed that building.
その建築家はその建物を設計しました。
The architect designed that building. I can't find it in my desk.
机の中には見当たりません。
I can't find it in my desk. Judging from his accent, he must be from Texas.
アクセントから判断すると、彼はテキサス出身に違いありません。
Judging from his accent, he must be from Texas. This hat is too tight for me.
この帽子は私にはきつすぎます。
This hat is too tight for me. Do you have a pen?
ペンはありますか？
Do you have a pen? I walked up the hill.
私は丘を登りました。
I walked up the hill. The lion is the king of the jungle.
ライオンはジャングルの王様です。
The lion is the king of the jungle. This machine works by electricity.
この機械は電気で動きます。
This machine works by electricity. The press is interested in his private life.
マスコミは彼の私生活に興味を持っています。
The press is interested in his private life. I'm trying to save money.
私はお金を貯めようとしています。
I'm trying to save money. I don't know for certain.
確かなことはわかりません。
I don't know for certain. There is only one hospital in the town.
その町には病院が一つしかないです。
There is only one hospital in the town. It's bigger than this.
これより大きい犬はいません。
It's bigger than this. I said nothing about the matter.
そのことについては何も言いませんでした。
I said nothing about the matter. The baby can stand but can't walk.
その赤ん坊は立つことはできますが、歩くことはできません。
The baby can stand but can't walk. Would you care to join me?
ご一緒にいかがですか？
Would you care to join me? Can you give me a ride to the station?
駅まで乗せて行ってくれませんか？
Can you give me a ride to the station? I don't understand the theory at all.
私はその理論を全く理解していません。
I don't understand the theory at all. Tom called to her across the street.
トムは通り越しに彼女に向かって呼びかけました。
Tom called to her across the street. I will be glad to help you.
喜んでお手伝いします。
I will be glad to help you. Give me a telephone call when you get back.
帰ったら電話をください。
Give me a telephone call when you get back. I visited Hawaii during summer vacation.
夏休みにハワイに行ってきました。
I visited Hawaii during summer vacation. This is the reason I disagree with you.
これが私があなたに同意しない理由です。
This is the reason I disagree with you. Teachers should occasionally let their students blow off some steam.
教師は時折、生徒たちに息抜きをさせるべきです。
Teachers should occasionally let their students blow off some steam. The politician lost his position in the end.
その政治家は結局失脚しました。
The politician lost his position in the end. The stadium was quite still.
スタジアムはかなり静まり返っていました。
The stadium was quite still. How can we kill time?
どうやって時間を潰しましょうか？
How can we kill time? I sit at the other end of the room.
部屋の反対側に座ります。
I sit at the other end of the room. At all events, we have done our best.
とにかく私たちは最善を尽くしました。
At all events, we have done our best. Taking a little time off?
少し休暇を取りましょうか。
Taking a little time off? That movie star has many fans.
あの映画スターにはファンが多いです。
That movie star has many fans. I was bored because I had seen the movie before.
前にその映画を見たことがあったので退屈していました。
I was bored because I had seen the movie before. She is what is called a woman of culture.
彼女はいわゆる教養のある女性です。
She is what is called a woman of culture. My computer has got to be useful for something.
私のコンピューターは何かの役に立つに違いありません。
My computer has got to be useful for something. This medicine should be taken every 3 hours.
この薬は3時間おきに飲んでください。
This medicine should be taken every 3 hours. I hope to see you again.
またお会いしたいです。
I hope to see you again. She wants to study mathematics.
彼女は数学を勉強したいです。
She wants to study mathematics. Why don't you have your motorcycle fixed up?
オートバイを修理してもらったらどうですか？
Why don't you have your motorcycle fixed up? The explanation is by no means satisfactory.
その説明は決して満足のいくものではないです。
The explanation is by no means satisfactory. I'll give you an answer in a day or two.
一両日中にお返事します。
I'll give you an answer in a day or two. Can you keep a secret?
秘密を守れますか？
Can you keep a secret? In the factory, all the equipment was up to date.
工場ではすべての設備が最新のものになっていました。
In the factory, all the equipment was up to date. Which pair of shoes is yours?
どの靴があなたのですか？
Which pair of shoes is yours? The end of the street.
彼は通りの端に車を駐車しました。
The end of the street. Don't confuse Austria with Australia.
オーストリアとオーストラリアを混同しないでください。
Don't confuse Austria with Australia. Kate thought the teacher's lecture was dull, boring, and endless.
ケイトは先生の講義がつまらなくて退屈で終わりがないと思っていました。
Kate thought the teacher's lecture was dull, boring, and endless. We need to take care of this immediately.
すぐに対処しなければなりません。
We need to take care of this immediately. Due to bad weather, the plane arrived 3 hours late.
悪天候のため飛行機は3時間遅れて到着しました。
Due to bad weather, the plane arrived 3 hours late. Fruits tend to decay soon.
果物はすぐに腐りがちです。
Fruits tend to decay soon. That woman has wrongly accused me.
その女性は私を不当に非難しました。
That woman has wrongly accused me. I am too tired to walk anymore.
疲れすぎてもう歩けません。
I am too tired to walk anymore. You should especially not drink on an empty stomach.
空腹時に飲むのは特にいけません。
You should especially not drink on an empty stomach. When did you go there?
いつそこへ行きましたか？
When did you go there? Many soldiers were wounded in the battle.
その戦闘で多くの兵士が負傷しました。
Many soldiers were wounded in the battle. This is smaller than that.
これはそれよりも小さいです。
This is smaller than that. May I have this book?
この本をいただけますか？
May I have this book? You just need a good rest.
ゆっくり休んだ方がいいですよ。
You just need a good rest. I almost got a perfect score.
もう少しで満点を取るところでした。
I almost got a perfect score. I don't want to go alone.
一人で行きたくありません。
I don't want to go alone. Lincoln is one of the greatest figures in American history.
リンカーンはアメリカ史の中の最も偉大な人物の一人です。
Lincoln is one of the greatest figures in American history. You're going the wrong way.
道を間違えていますよ。
You're going the wrong way. Afraid of.
恐れることは何もありません。
Afraid of. You need not have helped my son with his homework.
あなたは私の息子の宿題を手伝う必要はなかったのに。
You need not have helped my son with his homework. I feel the same way.
同感です。
I feel the same way. I'm tied up with a project that is due Friday.
金曜日が締め切りのプロジェクトに追われています。
I'm tied up with a project that is due Friday. My uncle lives near the school.
おじは学校の近くに住んでいます。
My uncle lives near the school. I appreciate your coming all the way.
はるばる来てくれてありがとうございます。
I appreciate your coming all the way. When was this car washed?
いつ現れたのですか？
When was this car washed? He went to Europe by way of America.
彼はアメリカ経由でヨーロッパへ行きました。
He went to Europe by way of America. Whatever you may say, I won't give it up.
君が何と言おうと私は諦めません。
Whatever you may say, I won't give it up. I went through my money in a very short time.
あっという間にお金がなくなってしまいました。
I went through my money in a very short time. We haven't seen you in the past 4 years.
この4年間お会いしていませんでした。
We haven't seen you in the past 4 years. This is the castle which we visited last week.
これは私たちが先週訪れた城です。
This is the castle which we visited last week. My uncle gave me a present.
おじは私にプレゼントをくれました。
My uncle gave me a present. What time will the bus pick us up?
バスは何時に迎えに来ますか？
What time will the bus pick us up? Columbus believed that the earth was round.
コロンブスは地球が丸いと信じていました。
Columbus believed that the earth was round. This box is too bulky to carry.
この箱はかさばりすぎて持ち運べません。
This box is too bulky to carry. He was pleased with the toy.
彼はそのおもちゃが気に入りました。
He was pleased with the toy. What did you do with that camera?
そのカメラをどうしたのですか？
What did you do with that camera? This ship is too big to pass through the canal.
この船は大きすぎて運河を通れません。
This ship is too big to pass through the canal. Have you applied for a passport yet?
もうパスポートを申請しましたか？
Have you applied for a passport yet? Not all my classmates like the food in the cafeteria.
同級生全員が食堂の食事が好きなわけではありません。
Not all my classmates like the food in the cafeteria. He is just a child.
彼は子供に過ぎません。
He is just a child. You win and I cook dinner for the entire family.
あなたが勝てば、私は家族全員のために夕食を作ります。
You win and I cook dinner for the entire family. Bob plays not only the guitar but also the flute.
ボブはギターだけでなくフルートも演奏します。
Bob plays not only the guitar but also the flute. The same shift on Tuesday.
火曜日も同じシフトです。
The same shift on Tuesday. She is my best friend.
彼女は私の親友です。
She is my best friend. Have you ever had cheese with apple pie?
チーズとアップルパイを食べたことがありますか？
Have you ever had cheese with apple pie? There is a glass on the table.
テーブルの上にコップがあります。
There is a glass on the table. Are there oak trees on the hill?
丘の上に多くの木がありますか？
Are there oak trees on the hill? This material never wears out.
この素材は決して消耗することはありません。
This material never wears out. We have 5 English classes a week.
私たちは週に5回英語の授業があります。
We have 5 English classes a week. Let's sit down on that bench.
あのベンチに座りましょう。
Let's sit down on that bench. Maybe we can get together sometime.
多分私たちはまたいつか一緒になるでしょう。
Maybe we can get together sometime. Whoever saw the movie was shocked.
この映画を見た人は衝撃を受けました。
Whoever saw the movie was shocked. Common causes of stress are work and human relationships.
ストレスの原因として一般的なのは仕事や人間関係です。
Common causes of stress are work and human relationships. I will back you up.
私はあなたをバックアップします。
I will back you up. English is spoken in many parts of the world.
英語は世界の多くの地域で話されています。
English is spoken in many parts of the world. The meeting lasted until 5.
会合は5時まで続きました。
The meeting lasted until 5. We must study the affair as a whole.
私たちはその事件を全体として研究しなければなりません。
We must study the affair as a whole. The law enables us to receive an annuity.
その法律によって私たちは年金を受け取ることができます。
The law enables us to receive an annuity. Bread is made from flour.
パンは小麦粉から作られます。
Bread is made from flour. You don't have to hurry.
急がなくてもいいですよ。
You don't have to hurry. This is a good exercise to help you lose weight.
痩せるためのいい運動になります。
This is a good exercise to help you lose weight. Gasoline is sold by the liter.
ガソリンはリットル単位で売られます。
Gasoline is sold by the liter. You and I are the same age.
あなたと私は同い年です。
You and I are the same age. She became scared when she noticed the man following her.
彼女は男がついてくるのに気づいて怖くなりました。
She became scared when she noticed the man following her. Can you lift this stone?
この石を持ち上げることができますか？
Can you lift this stone? Is English spoken in Canada?
カナダでは英語が話されていますか？
Is English spoken in Canada? Autumn is the best season for going on hikes.
ハイキングには秋が一番です。
Autumn is the best season for going on hikes. The bad weather prevented us from leaving.
悪天候のため私たちは出発できませんでした。
The bad weather prevented us from leaving. Could you keep this for me?
これを預かってもらえますか？
Could you keep this for me? The fly is on the ceiling.
ハエが天井に止まっています。
The fly is on the ceiling. I couldn't agree with you anymore.
これ以上あなたに同意できません。
I couldn't agree with you anymore. Bad weather discouraged them from going on a picnic.
悪天候のため彼らはピクニックに行けなかったです。
Bad weather discouraged them from going on a picnic. This music reminds me of that girl.
この音楽は私にあの少女を思い出させます。
This music reminds me of that girl. You may well say so, but I cannot agree.
あなたがそう言うのももっともですが、私は同意できません。
You may well say so, but I cannot agree. All the dinner had been eaten before he came.
彼が来る前に夕食は全部食べてしまっていました。
All the dinner had been eaten before he came. It is up to you to finish the task.
その仕事を終えるのはあなたの責任です。
It is up to you to finish the task. Can I use your pen?
あなたのペンを使ってもいいですか？
Can I use your pen? Did you have fun today?
今日は楽しいですか？
Did you have fun today? The other waiter hid the bottle I'd opened wrongly.
別のウェイターは私が間違って開けた瓶を隠しました。
The other waiter hid the bottle I'd opened wrongly. The buses left one after another.
バスは次々に出発しました。
The buses left one after another. They still haven't found a buyer for that house.
その家の買い手がまだ見つかっていないそうです。
They still haven't found a buyer for that house. What is the capital of the United States?
アメリカの首都はどこですか？
What is the capital of the United States? Put it on the shelf.
棚の上に置いてください。
Put it on the shelf. The lake is the deepest in Russia.
その湖はロシアで最も深いです。
The lake is the deepest in Russia. It doesn't make any differences.
違いはありません。
It doesn't make any differences. It is outrageous that you should spend so much money.
これだけのお金を使うのは言語道断です。
It is outrageous that you should spend so much money. I will see him after I get back.
帰ったら彼に会います。
I will see him after I get back. How and why did you come here?
どうしてここに来たのですか？
How and why did you come here? Ken painted his bicycle white.
ケンは自転車を白く塗りました。
Ken painted his bicycle white. Susie's hair is very long.
スージーの髪はとても長いです。
Susie's hair is very long. I saw him at one time or another.
私は彼に何度か会いました。
I saw him at one time or another. The house stood out because of its unusual shape.
その家は変わった形をしていて目立っていました。
The house stood out because of its unusual shape. Here's a joke for you.
話してあげる。
Here's a joke for you. Any student can solve this problem.
どの学生でもこの問題を解くことができます。
Any student can solve this problem. It is clear that Mike took the wrong bus.
マイクがバスを間違えたのは明らかです。
It is clear that Mike took the wrong bus. Tom talks like an old man.
トムは老人のような話し方をします。
Tom talks like an old man. The boy lost sight of his mother in the crowd.
少年は人混みの中で母親の姿を見失いました。
The boy lost sight of his mother in the crowd. I don't care much for coffee.
コーヒーはあまり好きではありません。
I don't care much for coffee. Should I fill it in now?
今記入すればいいですか？
Should I fill it in now? The property was purchased with laundered political money.
物件はロンダリングされた政治資金で購入されました。
The property was purchased with laundered political money. If anything goes wrong, I'll answer for the consequences.
何かうまくいかないことがあれば、私がその結果に責任を負います。
If anything goes wrong, I'll answer for the consequences. Some children are swimming in the sea.
何人かの子供が海で泳いでいます。
Some children are swimming in the sea. If he has time, he will come.
彼は時間があれば来るでしょう。
If he has time, he will come. Got the hang of it?
コツをつかみましたか？
Got the hang of it? You'd better go to see your family doctor at once.
すぐにかかりつけの医者に診てもらった方がいいですよ。
You'd better go to see your family doctor at once. There are a lot of students in the library.
図書館にはたくさんの学生がいます。
There are a lot of students in the library. While I was waiting for our bus, the rain stopped.
バスを待っている間に雨が止みました。
While I was waiting for our bus, the rain stopped. Well, let's start our work.
さあ、仕事を始めましょう。
Well, let's start our work. There used to be a store right here.
以前はここに店がありました。
There used to be a store right here. Fill out this registration card, please.
この登録カードを記入してください。
Fill out this registration card, please. Your new dress becomes you very well.
あなたの新しいドレスはあなたにとてもよく似合っています。
Your new dress becomes you very well. I would rather stay at home than go out.
外出するよりむしろ家にいたいです。
I would rather stay at home than go out. We agree on this point.
この点については同意します。
We agree on this point. The old man died of cancer.
その老人は癌で死にました。
The old man died of cancer. The story was very interesting.
その話はとても面白かったです。
The story was very interesting. Memories of my college days come to my mind.
大学時代の思い出が頭に浮かびます。
Memories of my college days come to my mind. I leave in an hour.
1時間後に出発します。
I leave in an hour. I have lots of friends.
私には友達がたくさんいます。
I have lots of friends. Keep in touch with me.
私と連絡を取り合ってください。
Keep in touch with me. What's your opinion with regard to this matter?
この件についてどう思いますか？
What's your opinion with regard to this matter? Just wandering around can be a good way to travel.
ブラブラしているだけでも旅の楽しみになります。
Just wandering around can be a good way to travel. All this is visible to numerous observers.
このすべてが多くの観察者たちに見えます。
All this is visible to numerous observers. He hoped it would lead to a basis for negotiation.
それが交渉のベースになることを期待していました。
He hoped it would lead to a basis for negotiation. I'm very proud of you.
私はあなたを非常に誇りに思います。
I'm very proud of you. Not knowing what to say, she remained silent.
何と言ってよいかわからなかったので、彼女は黙っていました。
Not knowing what to say, she remained silent. I am a football fan.
私はサッカーファンです。
I am a football fan. You should make the most of your ability.
あなたは自分の能力を最大限に活用すべきです。
You should make the most of your ability. The house is 2 miles off.
家は2マイル離れています。
The house is 2 miles off. Let me sleep on it.
一晩考えさせてください。
Let me sleep on it. Go ahead with this work.
この仕事を進めてください。
Go ahead with this work. It's not at all easy.
簡単なことではありません。
It's not at all easy. He's as tall as you.
彼は君と同じくらいの背の高さです。
He's as tall as you. You don't need to go unless you want to.
行きたくなければ行く必要はありません。
You don't need to go unless you want to. Not all the students were present.
すべての学生が出席したわけではなかったです。
Not all the students were present. The handle of this pan is easy to hold.
この鍋の取っ手は持ちやすいです。
The handle of this pan is easy to hold. It is not possible to record in this media.
このメディアには記録できません。
It is not possible to record in this media. There are strange rumors afloat.
妙な噂が流れています。
There are strange rumors afloat. I really wonder about that.
それについて本当に不思議です。
I really wonder about that. That store sells a lot of imported goods.
あの店は輸入品をたくさん売っています。
That store sells a lot of imported goods. How did you get to know him?
どうやって彼と知り合いになったのですか？
How did you get to know him? The movie is a stereotyped sob story.
その映画はお涙ちょうだいのありふれた話です。
The movie is a stereotyped sob story. The house is not in very good condition.
その家はあまり良くないです。
The house is not in very good condition. Stay here and wait for him, please.
ここで彼を待っていてください。
Stay here and wait for him, please. Don't forget to let me know when it's time.
時間になったら忘れずに知らせてください。
Don't forget to let me know when it's time. Please hang on. I'll put him on the phone.
そのままお待ちください。彼に電話させます。
Please hang on. I'll put him on the phone. That plan will probably fail in the long run.
その計画は長期的には失敗するでしょうね。
That plan will probably fail in the long run. John sometimes goes overboard in drinking.
ジョンはたまにお酒を飲みすぎてしまうことがあります。
John sometimes goes overboard in drinking. He didn't finish his work until after 8 yesterday evening.
彼は昨日の夕方8時過ぎまで仕事が終わりませんでした。
He didn't finish his work until after 8 yesterday evening. It took them 2 years to build the house.
彼らがその家を建てるのに2年かかりました。
It took them 2 years to build the house. No one knows his address but John.
彼の住所はジョン以外誰も知りません。
No one knows his address but John. Bob can answer all the questions.
ボブはすべての質問に答えることができます。
Bob can answer all the questions. How did you get to know Mary?
どうやってメアリーと知り合いになったのですか？
How did you get to know Mary? A glass of orange juice refreshed me.
オレンジジュースを一杯飲んだら気分が爽やかになりました。
A glass of orange juice refreshed me. How much is the express?
急行料金はいくらですか？
How much is the express? He is very mean to me.
彼は私にとても意地悪です。
He is very mean to me. He lied about the matter.
彼はその件について嘘をつきました。
He lied about the matter. Thank you for your encouragement.
励ましていただきありがとうございます。
Thank you for your encouragement. Soon the new year comes around.
もうすぐお正月ですね。
Soon the new year comes around. What gate do I board at?
どのゲートで乗ればいいですか？
What gate do I board at? It is difficult to finish the work in a day.
その仕事を1日で終えるのは難しいです。
It is difficult to finish the work in a day. Our English teacher only uses English in our classroom.
私たちの英語の先生は教室では英語しか使いません。
Our English teacher only uses English in our classroom. It was nothing less than a miracle.
それは奇跡に過ぎません。
It was nothing less than a miracle. I'm very happy to know you.
お知り合いになれてとても嬉しいです。
I'm very happy to know you. He told me to wash my face.
彼は私に顔を洗うように言いました。
He told me to wash my face. Have you ever been to Hawaii?
ハワイへ行ったことがありますか？
Have you ever been to Hawaii? Come on, we'll be late if you don't hurry up.
早くしないと遅刻しますよ。
Come on, we'll be late if you don't hurry up. I agree to your plan.
私はあなたの計画に同意します。
I agree to your plan. Won't you come in for a cup of tea?
お茶でも飲みに来ませんか？
Won't you come in for a cup of tea? Please keep this money for me.
このお金は私のために取っておいてください。
Please keep this money for me. It is a great convenience to live near a station.
駅近で生活するにはとても便利です。
It is a great convenience to live near a station. More often than not, famine is accompanied by plague.
多くの場合、飢饉は疫病を伴います。
More often than not, famine is accompanied by plague. Do you have any smaller sizes?
もっと小さいサイズはありますか？
Do you have any smaller sizes? I will have to get rid of this worn-out carpet.
この擦り切れたカーペットを処分しなくてはならないでしょう。
I will have to get rid of this worn-out carpet. He suddenly noticed his wallet was missing.
彼は突然財布がなくなっているのに気づきました。
He suddenly noticed his wallet was missing. The player made a splendid comeback.
選手は見事にカムバックを果たしました。
The player made a splendid comeback. Education is one of the most essential aspects of life.
教育は人生の中で最も重要なものの一つです。
Education is one of the most essential aspects of life. Was Ken at home yesterday?
ケンは昨日家にいましたか？
Was Ken at home yesterday? Mary didn't refer to the accident she had seen.
メアリーは自分が見た事故について触れなかったです。
Mary didn't refer to the accident she had seen. You always seem so happy.
あなたはいつもすごく幸せそうに見えます。
You always seem so happy. 12 people are to appear in court in Manchester.
12人がマンチェスターの裁判所に出頭することになっています。
12 people are to appear in court in Manchester. They might not become great artists or composers.
彼らは偉大な芸術家や作曲家にならないかもしれない。
They might not become great artists or composers. Either you or your brother is wrong.
君か君の弟のどちらかが間違っています。
Either you or your brother is wrong. We had a good time.
私たちは楽しい時間を過ごしました。
We had a good time. Will he be able to come tomorrow?
彼は明日来られますか？
Will he be able to come tomorrow? It's time you went to the barber's.
床屋に行く時間ですよ。
It's time you went to the barber's. I felt tired from having worked for hours.
私は何時間も働いて疲れを感じました。
I felt tired from having worked for hours. Foreign students demanded help from us.
留学生たちは私たちに助けを求めました。
Foreign students demanded help from us. You didn't need to hurry.
急がなくてもよかったのに。
You didn't need to hurry. Have you eaten your dinner already?
夕食はもう食べましたか？
Have you eaten your dinner already? Where shall I hang this calendar?
このカレンダーはどこにかけたらいいですか？
Where shall I hang this calendar? The town has many narrow lanes.
その町には狭い路地が多いです。
The town has many narrow lanes. George put a chain on the dog.
ジョージは犬に鎖をつけました。
George put a chain on the dog. Our team competed with a powerful rival.
我々のチームは強力なライバルと競争しました。
Our team competed with a powerful rival. Do you have any alternatives to the plan?
その計画に変わるものはありますか？
Do you have any alternatives to the plan? You should follow the doctor's advice.
医者の忠告に従うべきです。
You should follow the doctor's advice. After a while.
しばらくするとつまらなくなります。
After a while. Is there a vacant seat?
空いている席はありますか？
Is there a vacant seat? That might be the most painful experience in my life.
それは私の人生で一番辛い経験かもしれません。
That might be the most painful experience in my life. The boy was lying on his stomach watching TV.
少年は腹ばいになってテレビを見ていました。
The boy was lying on his stomach watching TV. I don't think I will.
私はやりたくない。
I don't think I will. The mother told her daughter to do it herself.
母親は娘にそれを自分でするように言いました。
The mother told her daughter to do it herself. Oh, thank you very much. Okay.
ありがとうございます。OK です。
Oh, thank you very much. Okay. Can I have this orange?
このオレンジをください。
Can I have this orange? As it happens, I have left the book at home.
たまたまですが、本を家に置いてきました。
As it happens, I have left the book at home. You make me feel good.
君は僕の気分を良くしてくれる。
You make me feel good. I'm in need of money.
お金が必要なんです。
I'm in need of money. Are you sure of your answer?
答えに自信がありますか？
Are you sure of your answer? You'll learn how to do it sooner or later.
そのうちにやり方がわかるようになります。
You'll learn how to do it sooner or later. You should drive at a safe speed.
安全なスピードで運転した方がいいですよ。
You should drive at a safe speed. Now let's get down to work.
さあ、仕事にかかりましょう。
Now let's get down to work. It's the same to me.
それは私にとっても同じです。
It's the same to me. Her last question is about her other interest.
彼女の最後の質問は彼女の他の興味についてです。
Her last question is about her other interest. The tree cast a shadow across the road.
その木は道路に影を投げかけました。
The tree cast a shadow across the road. You must go home at once.
あなたはすぐに帰宅しなければなりません。
You must go home at once. Ken makes it a rule to get up early.
ケンは早起きすることをルールにしています。
Ken makes it a rule to get up early. We saw a mountain in the distance.
遠くに山が見えました。
We saw a mountain in the distance. I'm calling to say goodbye.
私はさよならを伝えるために電話をしています。
I'm calling to say goodbye. Would you please turn down the TV a little?
テレビの音を少し下げてくれませんか？
Would you please turn down the TV a little? This data supports the hypothesis.
このデータは仮説を裏付けるものです。
This data supports the hypothesis. I hope you had a nice trip.
いい旅ができたでしょうね。
I hope you had a nice trip. If anything, the economy in our country is going up.
どちらかといえば、我が国の経済は上向きです。
If anything, the economy in our country is going up. Did you do your homework by yourself?
あなたは自分で宿題をしましたか？
Did you do your homework by yourself? This book isn't worth reading.
この本は読む価値がないです。
This book isn't worth reading. When did you see her dancing with him?
彼女が彼と踊っているのをいつ見ましたか？
When did you see her dancing with him? Let's put in a lot of time on that project.
そのプロジェクトに時間をかけましょう。
Let's put in a lot of time on that project. Please find me my overcoat.
私のオーバーコートを探してください。
Please find me my overcoat. What has brought you to this city?
何がきっかけでこの町に来たのですか？
What has brought you to this city? At that time, the whole world was hungry.
その頃、世界中が飢えていました。
At that time, the whole world was hungry. Which airport do I leave from?
どの空港から出発しますか？
Which airport do I leave from? We are suffering from a severe water shortage this summer.
私たちは今年の夏はひどい水不足に苦しんでいます。
We are suffering from a severe water shortage this summer. Try to get ahead in your company.
会社での出世を目指してみてください。
Try to get ahead in your company. Look at the cute little baby sleeping in the cradle.
ゆりかごで寝ているかわいい赤ちゃんを見てください。
Look at the cute little baby sleeping in the cradle. He made a witty comment.
彼は気の利いたコメントをしました。
He made a witty comment. The hen was sitting on the eggs in the nest.
メンドリは巣の中の卵の上に座っていました。
The hen was sitting on the eggs in the nest. Jack is the most intelligent boy in the class.
ジャックはクラスで一番頭のいい子です。
Jack is the most intelligent boy in the class. Here is a letter for you.
これがあなたへの手紙です。
Here is a letter for you. You need to work at it.
あなたはそれに取り組む必要があります。
You need to work at it. Both the boy and the girl are clever.
少年も少女のどちらも利口です。
Both the boy and the girl are clever. They give good service at that restaurant.
あのレストランはサービスがいいです。
They give good service at that restaurant. I showed them the difference of ability.
私は彼らに能力の差を見せつけました。
I showed them the difference of ability. The more we learn, the better we realize our ignorance.
学べば学ぶほど自分の無知に気づくことができます。
The more we learn, the better we realize our ignorance. I am uncomfortable in these new shoes.
この新しい靴は履き心地が悪いです。
I am uncomfortable in these new shoes. We received an acknowledgement of our letter.
お手紙の謝辞をいただきました。
We received an acknowledgement of our letter. When writing English, she rarely makes a mistake.
彼女は英語を書くとき、めったに間違いをしません。
When writing English, she rarely makes a mistake. Do you mind if I smoke here?
ここでタバコを吸ってもいいですか？
Do you mind if I smoke here? Some patients seemed almost normal.
一部の患者はほとんど正常に見えました。
Some patients seemed almost normal. Africa is a continent, but Greenland is not.
アフリカは大陸ですが、グリーンランドは違います。
Africa is a continent, but Greenland is not. Let's get off the subject.
本題から離れましょう。
Let's get off the subject. Mr. Johnson ran fastest of the three.
ジョンソン氏は3人の中で一番速く走りました。
Mr. Johnson ran fastest of the three. Has he done it before?
彼はそれをやったことがありますか？
Has he done it before? Sally has been on a diet since last month.
サリーは先月からダイエットをしています。
Sally has been on a diet since last month. How high mountain that is.
なんて高い山なんでしょう。
How high mountain that is. I want to buy a pair of trousers.
ズボンを買いたいです。
I want to buy a pair of trousers. This big gate is disproportionate to the small garden.
この大きな門は小さな庭には不釣り合いです。
This big gate is disproportionate to the small garden. The story has come down through many years.
その話は長い年月を経て伝わりました。
The story has come down through many years. The food was strictly fish and chips.
食事はフィッシュ&チップスだけでした。
The food was strictly fish and chips. These goods are greater in quantity than in quality.
これらの商品は品質よりも量の方が多いです。
These goods are greater in quantity than in quality. What are you worried about?
何を心配していますか？
What are you worried about? Everybody in that family has a car of their own.
その家族はみんな自分の車を持っています。
Everybody in that family has a car of their own. I'm dying to see you.
私はあなたにとても会いたいです。
I'm dying to see you. This rule is applied to foreigners only.
この規則は外国人にのみ適用されます。
This rule is applied to foreigners only. The company has growing pains now.
会社は今、成長痛を抱えています。
The company has growing pains now. Some birds are sitting on the branch of that tree.
その木の枝に何羽かの鳥が止まっています。
Some birds are sitting on the branch of that tree. My son disarranged the papers on the desk.
息子は机の上の書類をバラバラにしました。
My son disarranged the papers on the desk. She leads a happy life.
彼女は楽しい人生を送ります。
She leads a happy life. I caught my finger in the door.
ドアに指を挟みました。
I caught my finger in the door. Your advice led me to success.
あなたの助言が私を成功に導きました。
Your advice led me to success. However you do it, the result will be the same.
どのようにやっても結果は同じです。
However you do it, the result will be the same. Enter the room at once.
すぐに部屋に入ってください。
Enter the room at once. You are really full of curiosity, aren't you?
あなたは本当に好奇心旺盛ですね。
You are really full of curiosity, aren't you? When you come to Paris, I'll show you around.
パリにいらしたらご案内します。
When you come to Paris, I'll show you around. This book is too difficult for me to understand.
この本は難しすぎて私には理解できません。
This book is too difficult for me to understand. I play center in football and basketball.
フットボールとバスケでセンターをやっています。
I play center in football and basketball. The nurse recommended that he try walking.
看護師さんに勧められて歩いてみることにしました。
The nurse recommended that he try walking. I'm not in the mood.
そういう気分ではありません。
I'm not in the mood. I'm having a great time.
素晴らしい時間を過ごしています。
I'm having a great time. The accident is reported in today's paper.
その事故は今日の新聞に載っています。
The accident is reported in today's paper. Marie told me that she enjoyed the drive.
マリーは私にドライブを楽しんだと言いました。
Marie told me that she enjoyed the drive. I was very glad to hear the news.
私はその知らせを聞いてとても嬉しかったです。
I was very glad to hear the news. The speaker banged the table with his fist.
スピーカーは拳でテーブルを叩きました。
The speaker banged the table with his fist. I will try to solve the problem at any rate.
とりあえず解決できるように頑張ります。
I will try to solve the problem at any rate. The church is surrounded by woods and lakes.
教会は森と湖に囲まれています。
The church is surrounded by woods and lakes. It's not like you to cry at movies.
映画で泣くのはあなたらしくないです。
It's not like you to cry at movies. It's been 10 years since I came to this town.
この町に来て10年が経ちました。
It's been 10 years since I came to this town. There's no use crying over spilt milk.
こぼれた牛乳で泣いても仕方ありません。
There's no use crying over spilt milk. Weather permitting, let's go on a picnic.
天気が良ければピクニックに行きましょう。
Weather permitting, let's go on a picnic. I do hope you get well soon.
早く良くなるといいですね。
I do hope you get well soon. This milk is free from germs.
この牛乳は雑菌が入っていません。
This milk is free from germs. Where would you like me to put this?
どちらに置きましょうか。
Where would you like me to put this? We must look into the matter at once.
すぐに調査しなければなりません。
We must look into the matter at once. You must work hard if you are to succeed.
成功するためには努力しなければなりません。
You must work hard if you are to succeed. Not having seen her before, I did not know her.
会ったこともなく、彼女のことは知りませんでした。
Not having seen her before, I did not know her. It was him that broke the window yesterday.
昨日窓を壊したのは彼でした。
It was him that broke the window yesterday. You shall not have your own way in everything.
何事にも自分の思い通りにはならないでしょう。
You shall not have your own way in everything. Did you get permission to park here?
ここに駐車してもいいですか？
Did you get permission to park here? The temperature has suddenly dropped.
気温が急に下がりました。
The temperature has suddenly dropped. Why didn't you believe me?
どうして信じてくれなかったのですか？
Why didn't you believe me? The ice is very thick.
氷がとても厚いです。
The ice is very thick. Which do you prefer, apples or bananas?
リンゴとバナナのどちらが好きですか？
Which do you prefer, apples or bananas? Is it true or false?
それは真実ですか？偽りですか？
Is it true or false? I could have met you at the airport.
空港でお会いすることができました。
I could have met you at the airport. We asked for the payment of his debt.
私たちは彼の借金の支払いを求めました。
We asked for the payment of his debt. Playing the guitar is fun.
ギターを弾くのは楽しいです。
Playing the guitar is fun. Want to hear a joke?
ジョークを聞きたい？
Want to hear a joke? Tommy couldn't answer the last question.
トミーは最後の質問に答えられなかったです。
Tommy couldn't answer the last question. I'll take care of it.
私がやります。
I'll take care of it. The number of traffic accidents has increased in recent years.
交通事故の数は近年増加しています。
The number of traffic accidents has increased in recent years. I would like to order drinks now.
飲み物を注文したいのですが。
I would like to order drinks now. We can communicate with each other in many ways.
私たちはいろいろな方法でコミュニケーションができます。
We can communicate with each other in many ways. Thanks, that's nice of you.
ありがとう。あなたはとても親切です。
Thanks, that's nice of you. Since there was no bus, I had to walk.
バスがなかったので、私は歩かなければならなかったです。
Since there was no bus, I had to walk. This book is very entertaining.
この本は非常に面白いです。
This book is very entertaining. The scandal hurt the company's reputation.
そのスキャンダルは会社の評判を傷つけました。
The scandal hurt the company's reputation. Whatever you say, he won't change his mind.
あなたが何と言おうと、彼は決心を変えないでしょう。
Whatever you say, he won't change his mind. This book is sold here.
この本はここで売られています。
This book is sold here. The women are in front of a library.
その女性たちは図書館の前にいます。
The women are in front of a library. Reading kills time on a train trip.
読書は電車の旅の時間を潰してくれます。
Reading kills time on a train trip. The rumor spread all over town.
その噂は街中に広まりました。
The rumor spread all over town. The city has rapidly expanded recently.
その都市は最近急速に拡大しました。
The city has rapidly expanded recently. Let's get out of the car now.
車から降りましょう。
Let's get out of the car now. The doctor insisted that the patient get plenty of rest.
医者は患者に十分な休息を取るよう主張しました。
The doctor insisted that the patient get plenty of rest. You must not park the car in this street.
この通りに車を駐車してはいけません。
You must not park the car in this street. Can you tell me where I am on this map?
この地図のどこにいるのか教えてくれますか？
Can you tell me where I am on this map? I'd like you to put me back on the list.
リストに戻してほしいです。
I'd like you to put me back on the list. You are free to go out.
外出してもいいですよ。
You are free to go out. This right must be protected at all costs.
この権利はどんな犠牲を払っても守られなければなりません。
This right must be protected at all costs. We all agreed that the plan made sense.
計画が意味のあるものであることに全員が同意しました。
We all agreed that the plan made sense. Have you washed your hands yet?
もう手を洗いましたか？
Have you washed your hands yet? That country is rich in mineral resources.
その国は鉱物資源に恵まれています。
That country is rich in mineral resources. Pizza is my favorite food.
ピザは私の大好物です。
Pizza is my favorite food. I can only say that I agree with you.
私はあなたに賛成だとしか言えません。
I can only say that I agree with you. There are footprints of a cat on the table.
テーブルの上に猫の足跡があります。
There are footprints of a cat on the table. I've never been so happy.
こんなに幸せなことはありませんでした。
I've never been so happy. This factory can turn out 200 cars a day.
この工場は1日に200台の車を生産することができます。
This factory can turn out 200 cars a day. It was an argument of little substance.
それはほとんど意味のない議論でした。
It was an argument of little substance. The dog walked across the street.
犬は通りを横切りました。
The dog walked across the street. This statue is as large as life.
この像は実物大です。
This statue is as large as life. Look out! There's a hole in the road.
危ない。道路に穴が開いています。
Look out! There's a hole in the road. The woman to whom you were talking is my sister.
あなたが話していた女性は私の妹です。
The woman to whom you were talking is my sister. Jane is loved by Peter.
ジェーンはピーターに愛されています。
Jane is loved by Peter. The clothes soaked in water overnight were heavy.
一晩水に浸した服は重かったです。
The clothes soaked in water overnight were heavy. That excuse will not do.
その言い訳は通用しません。
That excuse will not do. It's very kind of you.
あなたはとても親切です。
It's very kind of you. It's a pity that Tim has no sense of humor.
ティムにはユーモアのセンスがないのが残念です。
It's a pity that Tim has no sense of humor. No, please dial 9 first.
いいえ、まず9を回してください。
No, please dial 9 first. Choose the color you like the best.
一番好きな色を選んでください。
Choose the color you like the best. If the telephone rings, can you answer it?
電話が鳴ったら出てもらえますか？
If the telephone rings, can you answer it? You've got a great personality.
あなたは素晴らしい性格です。
You've got a great personality. The man wanted to have a drink.
その男性は一杯飲みたかったです。
The man wanted to have a drink. Kelly's latest book appeared last week.
ケリーの最新刊は先週出ました。
Kelly's latest book appeared last week. Would you like to turn it down a little?
少し下げてみませんか？
Would you like to turn it down a little? Don't rely too much on others.
あまり他人に頼ってはいけません。
Don't rely too much on others. You shouldn't have done that.
あなたはそれをすべきではなかったです。
You shouldn't have done that. Can't you see a stapler somewhere around there?
どこかにホッチキスが見えませんか？
Can't you see a stapler somewhere around there? The cat is on top of the desk.
猫は机の上にいます。
The cat is on top of the desk. Thank you for your patience.
お待たせいたしました。
Thank you for your patience. Father ran to the bus stop.
父はバス停まで走りました。
Father ran to the bus stop. Was worn out after hours of work.
彼は何時間も働いてクタクタでした。
Was worn out after hours of work. Why didn't you tell it to me in advance?
どうして前もって言ってくれなかったのですか？
Why didn't you tell it to me in advance? We banqueted on lobster last night.
その日の夜はロブスターで宴会をしました。
We banqueted on lobster last night. Don't go against your father.
父親に逆らわないように。
Don't go against your father. Are any of these within walking distance?
この中に徒歩圏内のものはありますか？
Are any of these within walking distance? We had much difficulty in finding the bus stop.
バス停を見つけるのに苦労しました。
We had much difficulty in finding the bus stop. The cat went through a gap in the fence.
猫は柵の隙間から入っていきました。
The cat went through a gap in the fence. Didn't you know that he passed away 2 years ago?
2年前に亡くなったことを知らなかったのですか？
Didn't you know that he passed away 2 years ago? He is a tall and handsome young man.
彼は背が高くてハンサムな青年です。
He is a tall and handsome young man. I'm used to it.
慣れました。
I'm used to it. We do not have snow here.
ここでは雪は降りません。
We do not have snow here. At your age, I would think so too.
あなたの年齢なら私もそう思います。
At your age, I would think so too. Will you give me something to drink?
もういただけますか？
Will you give me something to drink? Mary likes skiing best of all.
メアリーは何よりもスキーが好きです。
Mary likes skiing best of all. An alpaca looks like a horse and a camel.
アルパカは馬とラクダのように見えます。
An alpaca looks like a horse and a camel. Are you sure this is the right train?
本当にこの電車でいいのですか？
Are you sure this is the right train? I looked for it here and there.
あちこち探しました。
I looked for it here and there. Is it yes or no?
賛成ですか？反対ですか？
Is it yes or no? He came in and asked for a cup of coffee.
彼は入ってきてコーヒーを一杯頼みました。
He came in and asked for a cup of coffee. Nancy could not have told a lie.
ナンシーが嘘をつくはずがないです。
Nancy could not have told a lie. Well, I wasn't clear about my future.
まあ、自分の将来がはっきりしていなかったので。
Well, I wasn't clear about my future. How did you get tickets for the concert?
コンサートのチケットはどうやって手に入れたのですか？
How did you get tickets for the concert? Jack is very friendly to me.
ジャックは私にとても親切です。
Jack is very friendly to me. I'll make allowances for your lack of experience.
あなたの経験不足を補ってあげましょう。
I'll make allowances for your lack of experience. Could you give this data a final check for me?
このデータを最終チェックしてもらえますか？
Could you give this data a final check for me? You make mistakes if you do things in a hurry.
焦ってやると失敗します。
You make mistakes if you do things in a hurry. That incident drew his interest.
その事件は彼の興味を引きました。
That incident drew his interest. I'll be there at 5 p.m.
午後5時にそこへ行きます。
I'll be there at 5 p.m. The car is very fast.
その車はとても速いです。
The car is very fast. No matter what happens, I am prepared.
何が起ころうと私は覚悟ができています。
No matter what happens, I am prepared. This camel is so tame that anyone can ride it.
このラクダは誰でも乗れるほど飼いならされています。
This camel is so tame that anyone can ride it. There was a man and a woman sitting behind me.
私の後ろに男と女が座っていました。
There was a man and a woman sitting behind me. You shouldn't expect things to be easy.
簡単なことを期待すべきではありません。
You shouldn't expect things to be easy. I walked for an hour.
私は1時間歩きました。
I walked for an hour. Could you hold this picture straight for a while?
この写真をしばらくまっすぐにしておいてくれませんか？
Could you hold this picture straight for a while? This racket belongs to me.
このラケットは私のものです。
This racket belongs to me. In the meantime, he went to sleep.
その間に彼は眠りにつきました。
In the meantime, he went to sleep. If you had not helped me, I would have failed.
あなたが助けてくれなかったら私は失敗していたでしょう。
If you had not helped me, I would have failed. Let's put that on hold.
それは保留にしておきましょう。
Let's put that on hold. Mount Everest is 29,002 feet above sea level.
エベレスト山は海抜29,002フィートです。
Mount Everest is 29,002 feet above sea level. Is something on your mind?
何か気がかりなことがありますか？
Is something on your mind? Delight is the opposite of sorrow.
喜びは悲しみの対極にある。
Delight is the opposite of sorrow. It's up in the air.
それは決まっていません。
It's up in the air. His face became really animated.
彼の顔は本当に生き生きしていました。
His face became really animated. I should say he won't come.
彼は来ないでしょう。
I should say he won't come. When did they go home?
彼らはいつ帰宅したのですか？
When did they go home? Edison was an ingenious person.
エジソンは創意工夫を凝らした人でした。
Edison was an ingenious person. Learning is one thing, and common sense is another.
学問と常識は別物です。
Learning is one thing, and common sense is another. I'd like my coffee after the meal.
コーヒーは食後にお願いします。
I'd like my coffee after the meal. Steak and caviar are my favorite dishes.
ステーキとキャビアは大好物です。
Steak and caviar are my favorite dishes. The forest is teeming with monkeys.
森には猿がいっぱいいます。
The forest is teeming with monkeys. You have to use the money wisely.
そのお金は賢く使わなければなりません。
You have to use the money wisely. Holes here and there.
あちこちに穴が開いていました。
Holes here and there. After that, he went home.
その後、彼は家に帰りました。
After that, he went home. Our college uses far too much electricity.
うちの大学は電気を使いすぎています。
Our college uses far too much electricity. Let me dance with you.
一緒に踊らせてください。
Let me dance with you. Technology has differentiated our cultures.
テクノロジーは私たちの文化を差別化してきました。
Technology has differentiated our cultures. This boy has no job.
この少年は仕事がないです。
This boy has no job. If you want a hotel, look, it's just down there.
ホテルならすぐそこですよ。
If you want a hotel, look, it's just down there. Tom sometimes rips off his customers.
トムは時々客をぼったくります。
Tom sometimes rips off his customers. Meat is very expensive nowadays.
最近、肉はとても高いです。
Meat is very expensive nowadays. Let's get out of here.
ここから出ましょう。
Let's get out of here. It'll take 2 hours to go there.
そこへ行くのに2時間かかるでしょう。
It'll take 2 hours to go there. I know all about it.
私はそれについてすべてを知っている。
I know all about it. A welcome party took place in the restaurant.
レストランで歓迎会が開かれました。
A welcome party took place in the restaurant. The building looks down on the whole town.
その建物は街全体を見下ろしています。
The building looks down on the whole town. You should make your ideas correspond with reality.
自分の考えを現実と一致させるべきです。
You should make your ideas correspond with reality. I can't attend the meeting.
会議に出席できません。
I can't attend the meeting. Columbus thought he had arrived in India.
コロンブスは自分がインドに着いたと思いました。
Columbus thought he had arrived in India. You may as well begin at once.
あなたはすぐに出発した方がいいです。
You may as well begin at once. He did not attend the meeting for that reason.
彼はその理由で会合に出席しませんでした。
He did not attend the meeting for that reason. Dad and Mom went to the market.
お父さんとお母さんは市場に行きました。
Dad and Mom went to the market. The temperature fell several degrees.
気温が数度下がりました。
The temperature fell several degrees. We must work as long as we live.
私たちは生きている限り働かなければなりません。
We must work as long as we live. She waited and waited, but he never returned.
彼女は待ちに待ったけど、彼は戻りませんでした。
She waited and waited, but he never returned. Do any of the members agree with you?
あなたに賛成のメンバーはいますか？
Do any of the members agree with you? It's still too early to get up.
まだ起きるには早すぎます。
It's still too early to get up. We are not supposed to indulge pets.
ペットを甘やかしてはいけないんです。
We are not supposed to indulge pets. Let's get together and talk it over.
集まって話し合いましょう。
Let's get together and talk it over. I'm planning to stay at the hotel.
ホテルに泊まる予定です。
I'm planning to stay at the hotel. I can't study anywhere in my house. It's too noisy.
家の中ではどこにいても勉強できません。騒がしいので。
I can't study anywhere in my house. It's too noisy. Feeling chilly, I turned on the heater.
寒気がしたので暖房を入れました。
Feeling chilly, I turned on the heater. There were few children in the classroom.
教室には子供がほとんどいなかったです。
There were few children in the classroom. It was a casual meeting.
それは偶然の出会いでした。
It was a casual meeting. After the rain, the sun emerged from the clouds.
雨の後、太陽が雲から現れました。
After the rain, the sun emerged from the clouds. There appears to have been a mistake.
間違いがあったようです。
There appears to have been a mistake. The gum adhered to the sole of the shoe.
靴底にガムが付着していました。
The gum adhered to the sole of the shoe. This meat has gone bad.
この肉は腐っています。
This meat has gone bad. Mary has a social nature.
メアリーは社会性があります。
Mary has a social nature. You must observe the rules of the club.
クラブの規則を守らなければなりません。
You must observe the rules of the club. These problems will be solved in the near future.
これらの問題は近い将来解決されるでしょう。
These problems will be solved in the near future. I'll lend you my notebook.
私のノートを貸してあげましょう。
I'll lend you my notebook. It was used only from time to time.
たまにしか使っていませんでした。
It was used only from time to time. This room is too hot for us to work in.
この部屋は暑すぎて仕事にならないです。
This room is too hot for us to work in. Mary was scornful of Tom.
メアリーはトムを軽蔑していた。
Mary was scornful of Tom. I'm just here to do some research.
調査のために来ました。
I'm just here to do some research. Mrs. Smith is our English teacher.
スミス先生は私たちの英語の先生です。
Mrs. Smith is our English teacher. Tom is as tall as his father.
トムは父親と同じくらい背が高いです。
Tom is as tall as his father. He is a smart boy.
彼は賢い男の子です。
He is a smart boy. Look the word up for yourself in the dictionary.
その単語を自分で辞書で調べてください。
Look the word up for yourself in the dictionary. Such a teacher may as well retire from his work.
そのような先生は引退した方がいいかもしれません。
Such a teacher may as well retire from his work. She regretted deeply when she looked back on her life.
自分の人生を振り返ったとき、彼女は深く後悔しました。
She regretted deeply when she looked back on her life. In any case, it's no business of yours.
いずれにしても、あなたには関係ありません。
In any case, it's no business of yours. Can we get to Mars in the near future?
近い将来、火星に行けるでしょうか？
Can we get to Mars in the near future? We can see the island in the distance.
遠くに島が見えます。
We can see the island in the distance. Pleased to meet you again.
またお会いできて嬉しいです。
Pleased to meet you again. You've got it all wrong.
あなたはそれがすべて間違っている。
You've got it all wrong. I really need your suggestion.
私は本当にあなたの提案が必要です。
I really need your suggestion. He's fun to be around.
彼と一緒にいると楽しいです。
He's fun to be around. It's for my personal use.
自分で使うものです。
It's for my personal use. We can see distant objects with a telescope.
遠くのものが望遠鏡で見えます。
We can see distant objects with a telescope. Keep an eye on this suitcase.
このスーツケースから目を離さないでくださいね。
Keep an eye on this suitcase. I'm through with my work. Let's go out.
仕事が終わりました。外に出ましょう。
I'm through with my work. Let's go out. We will take off in a few minutes.
私たちは数分後に離陸します。
We will take off in a few minutes. That's not what I mean.
それは私が意味していることではありません。
That's not what I mean. This ice is going to crack.
この氷は割れそうです。
This ice is going to crack. I had difficulty in having it repaired.
それを修理してもらうのに苦労しました。
I had difficulty in having it repaired. Writing news stories is his job.
ニュース記事を書くのが彼の仕事です。
Writing news stories is his job. If they don't have a car, they'll come by taxi.
車がなければタクシーで来てくれます。
If they don't have a car, they'll come by taxi. Do you know what time the shop is closed?
何時に閉店するか知っていますか？
Do you know what time the shop is closed? This is the key which I have been looking for.
これが私が探していた鍵です。
This is the key which I have been looking for. Can you tell me what this word means?
この単語はどういう意味ですか？
Can you tell me what this word means? I've heard all about you.
お噂はかねがね伺っております。
I've heard all about you. Nancy went to London as well as Paris.
ナンシーはパリばかりでなくロンドンにも行きました。
Nancy went to London as well as Paris. We will begin the meeting when Bob comes.
ボブが来たら会議を始めましょう。
We will begin the meeting when Bob comes. All of you are diligent.
皆さん勤勉ですね。
All of you are diligent. Would you like a weekend in Las Vegas?
ラスベガスで週末を過ごしませんか？
Would you like a weekend in Las Vegas? Tony has a nice voice.
トニーはいい声をしています。
Tony has a nice voice. Take it easy when exercising.
運動するときは無理をしないようにしましょう。
Take it easy when exercising. Without telephones, it would be inconvenient.
電話がないと不便です。
Without telephones, it would be inconvenient. I'd like to go skiing.
スキーに行きたいのですが、
I'd like to go skiing. The news surprised us much.
そのニュースは私たちを大いに驚かせました。
The news surprised us much. The scissors are not sharp.
そのハサミは切れません。
The scissors are not sharp. Don't worry, we'll find the answer after all.
心配しないでください。結局は私たちが答えを見つけるから。
Don't worry, we'll find the answer after all. Enrique is engrossed in solving mathematical problems.
エンリケは数学の問題を解くことに夢中です。
Enrique is engrossed in solving mathematical problems. Not all the students were present at the class.
すべての学生がそのクラスに出席していたわけではなかったです。
Not all the students were present at the class. When will the law go into force?
法律はいつ施行されるのですか？
When will the law go into force? Pass me the wine, please.
ワインを取ってください。
Pass me the wine, please. The dog drank some water and went away.
犬は水を飲んで立ち去りました。
The dog drank some water and went away. How stupid of me to do so.
そんなことをするなんて私はなんと愚かなのでしょう。
How stupid of me to do so. Entering the room, I found her playing the piano.
部屋に入ると彼女はピアノを弾いていました。
Entering the room, I found her playing the piano. Put the book back where you found it.
その本を元あった場所に戻してください。
Put the book back where you found it. I'm not talking about that.
私はそれについて話していません。
I'm not talking about that. Those who work hard will succeed.
一生懸命働く者は成功します。
Those who work hard will succeed. It waved his hand to whomever he saw.
その候補者は会う人には誰にでも手を振りました。
It waved his hand to whomever he saw. I can't walk any further.
これ以上は歩けません。
I can't walk any further. We tried to eliminate all danger beforehand.
私たちはあらかじめすべての危険を排除しようとしました。
We tried to eliminate all danger beforehand. What's become of your dog?
あなたの犬はどうしていますか？
What's become of your dog? It wasn't long before he came again.
間もなく彼はまた来ました。
It wasn't long before he came again. I'll see you at 6.
6時に会いましょう。
I'll see you at 6. I must apologize to you for breaking the vase.
花瓶を割ってしまったことをお詫びしなければなりません。
I must apologize to you for breaking the vase. Please help yourself to the pizza.
ピザを自由に召し上がってください。
Please help yourself to the pizza. Would you keep this baggage, please?
お預かっていただけますか？
Would you keep this baggage, please? May I talk with you for a moment?
ちょっとお話ししてもいいですか？
May I talk with you for a moment? The company has 3 hospitals of its own.
その会社には独自の病院が3つあります。
The company has 3 hospitals of its own. It was a stimulating discussion.
それは刺激的な議論でした。
It was a stimulating discussion. The urban population of America is increasing.
アメリカの都市人口は増加しています。
The urban population of America is increasing. There ought to be more buses during the rush hours.
ラッシュ時のバスはもっと多いはずです。
There ought to be more buses during the rush hours. Sorry, the line is busy now.
すみません。ただいま話し中です。
Sorry, the line is busy now. You need not telephone me.
私に電話する必要はありません。
You need not telephone me. I was worried about you.
私はあなたを心配していました。
I was worried about you. This milk has a peculiar taste.
この牛乳は独特の味がします。
This milk has a peculiar taste. It would have been wiser to leave it unsaid.
言わずに置いておいた方が賢明だったでしょう。
It would have been wiser to leave it unsaid. This will keep bugs off.
これで虫を寄せ付けないようになります。
This will keep bugs off. He may be clever, but he often makes careless mistakes.
彼は賢いかもしれませんが、ケアレスミスをすることが多いです。
He may be clever, but he often makes careless mistakes. The flowers were dying without water.
花は水なしで枯れかけていました。
The flowers were dying without water. The man you met at the station is my father.
あなたが駅で会った人は私の父です。
The man you met at the station is my father. Where do the airport buses leave from?
空港バスはどこから出ていますか？
Where do the airport buses leave from? It seems that Wataru devoted himself to his students.
渡るは研究に没頭していたようです。
It seems that Wataru devoted himself to his students. Few were at the seaside because it was raining.
雨が降っていたので、海辺にはほとんどいなかったです。
Few were at the seaside because it was raining. Could you tell us a story?
話を聞かせてくれませんか？
Could you tell us a story? The engineer demonstrated how to operate the sophisticated system.
エンジニアは高度なシステムの操作方法を実演しました。
The engineer demonstrated how to operate the sophisticated system. Jane is something of an authority on the subject.
ジェーンはこのテーマの権威のようなものです。
Jane is something of an authority on the subject. I really learned a lot.
本当に勉強になりました。
I really learned a lot. At the end of the speech, she repeated the word.
スピーチの最後に彼女はその言葉を繰り返しました。
At the end of the speech, she repeated the word. This can be a real diamond.
これは本物のダイヤかもしれません。
This can be a real diamond. She can tell us the story.
彼女は私たちにその話をすることができます。
She can tell us the story. It's rather cold out here on the deck.
デッキはかなり寒いです。
It's rather cold out here on the deck. The lecture gripped the audience.
講演は聴衆の心をつかみました。
The lecture gripped the audience. It's not what I expected.
それは私が期待したものではありません。
It's not what I expected. It is pleasant to sleep under the tree.
木の下で眠るのは気持ちがいいです。
It is pleasant to sleep under the tree. They say that the movie is an interesting one.
その映画は面白いと言われています。
They say that the movie is an interesting one. Also, if you manufacture any other products, please send information.
また、その他の製品を製造されている場合は、情報をお送りください。
Also, if you manufacture any other products, please send information. If you care to, you may come with us.
気になる方は一緒に来てください。
If you care to, you may come with us. These new curtains don't go well with the rugs.
この新しいカーテンはラグとの相性が悪いです。
These new curtains don't go well with the rugs. I'd like to know when you can send it out.
いつ発送してもらえますか？
I'd like to know when you can send it out. The child heard something fall with a crash.
子供は何かがぶつかって落ちる音を聞きました。
The child heard something fall with a crash. It's nice of you to see me off.
見送ってくれて嬉しいです。
It's nice of you to see me off. Have you ever been to an exhibition?
展覧会に行ったことがありますか？
Have you ever been to an exhibition? Those officials don't understand finance at all.
あの役人たちは金融のことを全く理解していません。
Those officials don't understand finance at all. First, I should hear both sides.
まず、両方の意見を聞くべきですね。
First, I should hear both sides. That teacher is in charge of the third-year class.
あの先生は3年生のクラスを担当しています。
That teacher is in charge of the third-year class. Prices seem to be going down.
物価は下がっているようです。
Prices seem to be going down. You're in a bad mood.
あなたは機嫌が悪いです。
You're in a bad mood. Here's a big map of Germany.
ここにドイツの大きな地図があります。
Here's a big map of Germany. Thank you for inviting me.
お招きいただきありがとうございます。
Thank you for inviting me. I'm fed up with him.
私は彼にうんざりしています。
I'm fed up with him. Sonia had a very amused look on her face.
ソニアはとても楽しそうな表情をしていました。
Sonia had a very amused look on her face. If you will help us, we will be very glad.
お力になっていただけるととても嬉しいです。
If you will help us, we will be very glad. Could you open the door for us?
ドアを開けていただけませんか？
Could you open the door for us? Julia's native language is Italian.
ジュリアの母語はイタリア語です。
Julia's native language is Italian. Those present at the concert were surprised by his performance.
コンサートに参加した人たちは彼の演奏に驚いていました。
Those present at the concert were surprised by his performance. I was astonished at the news.
私はその知らせに驚きました。
I was astonished at the news. Our sales campaign is successful in a big way.
販売キャンペーンが大成功しています。
Our sales campaign is successful in a big way. This tooth has to have a filling.
この歯には詰め物が必要です。
This tooth has to have a filling. I can't believe it.
私はそれを信じることができません。
I can't believe it. I think I'm just tired.
疲れただけだと思います。
I think I'm just tired. He said that he was afraid it would be rainy.
雨が降らないか心配だと言っていました。
He said that he was afraid it would be rainy. I'll finish it as quickly as I can.
できるだけ早く仕上げます。
I'll finish it as quickly as I can. Never did I see such a beautiful sunset.
こんな美しい夕焼けは見たことがないです。
Never did I see such a beautiful sunset. It's a very delicate question.
それはとてもデリケートな問題です。
It's a very delicate question. I enjoy listening to music.
私は音楽を聴くのが好きです。
I enjoy listening to music. The fact was brought to light.
その事実が明るみに出ました。
The fact was brought to light. The brave fireman rescued a boy from the burning house.
勇敢な消防士が燃える家から少年を救出しました。
The brave fireman rescued a boy from the burning house. He is sitting on the chair.
彼は椅子に座っています。
He is sitting on the chair. Fill out this application form.
この申し込み用紙に記入してください。
Fill out this application form. How long is that bridge?
あの橋はどれくらいの長さですか？
How long is that bridge? We must take his youth into account.
彼の若さを考慮しなければなりません。
We must take his youth into account. You couldn't pick a finer medical school than Michigan.
ミシガンより優れた医学部を選ぶことはできません。
You couldn't pick a finer medical school than Michigan. You are certain to be moved deeply by the movie.
深く感動すること間違いなしの映画です。
You are certain to be moved deeply by the movie. Give me a break, please.
勘弁してください。
Give me a break, please. The man entered the next room.
その男は隣の部屋に入りました。
The man entered the next room. I'm looking forward to seeing you again soon.
また近いうちにお会いできるのを楽しみにしています。
I'm looking forward to seeing you again soon. Your new hat is very becoming on you.
新しい帽子がとても似合っていますね。
Your new hat is very becoming on you. You must be careful with the wine glass.
ワイングラスには気をつけなければなりません。
You must be careful with the wine glass. I can't put it off any longer.
もうこれ以上伸ばすわけにはいきません。
I can't put it off any longer. The curve extends from point A to point B.
曲線は A 点から B 点まで伸びています。
The curve extends from point A to point B. You can see the roof of the house from there.
そこから家の屋根を見ることができます。
You can see the roof of the house from there. It's a fact you can't deny.
否定できない事実です。
It's a fact you can't deny. The curtains were taken down.
カーテンが取り外されていました。
The curtains were taken down. This is the picture I took in his house.
これは彼の家で撮った写真です。
This is the picture I took in his house. A fork fell off the table.
フォークがテーブルから落ちました。
A fork fell off the table. 1/3 of the Earth's surface is desert.
地球の表面の1/3は砂漠です。
1/3 of the Earth's surface is desert. They have their own special characteristics.
彼らは独自の特徴を持っています。
They have their own special characteristics. Australia is about 20 times as large as Japan.
オーストラリアは日本のおよそ20倍の大きさです。
Australia is about 20 times as large as Japan. How did you like the song?
この歌はいかがでしたか？
How did you like the song? That fish travels in a group, don't they?
あの魚は集団で旅をするんですよね。
That fish travels in a group, don't they? You cannot lift that piano alone.
一人でピアノを持ち上げることはできません。
You cannot lift that piano alone. This problem is beyond me.
この問題は私には理解できません。
This problem is beyond me. Please let me know when we get there.
そこに着いたら教えてください。
Please let me know when we get there. This novel is by far more interesting than that one.
この小説の方が圧倒的に面白いです。
This novel is by far more interesting than that one. Show me the way to the bus stop.
バス停へ行く道を教えてください。
Show me the way to the bus stop. What must be done if the plan proves unworkable?
もしその計画が実行不可能だと分かったらどうしなければなりませんか？
What must be done if the plan proves unworkable? I envy your good health.
あなたの健康が羨ましいです。
I envy your good health. Why is this book loved by young people?
なぜこの本は若者に愛されているのですか？
Why is this book loved by young people? The place is worth visiting at least once.
その場所は少なくとも一度は訪れる価値があります。
The place is worth visiting at least once. I wonder who that girl is.
あの女の子は誰かしら？
I wonder who that girl is. That box is bigger than this one.
あの箱はこの箱より大きいです。
That box is bigger than this one. The view from the top of that building was magnificent.
あのビルの上からの眺めは素晴らしかったです。
The view from the top of that building was magnificent. I feel terrible about my mistake.
私は自分のミスを後悔しています。
I feel terrible about my mistake. The factory turns out 800 motorcycles a month.
その工場はバイクを月に800台生産します。
The factory turns out 800 motorcycles a month. I couldn't help overhearing what you said about an orchestra.
オーケストラについてのあなたの話を聞かずにはいられませんでした。
I couldn't help overhearing what you said about an orchestra. Everything will be all right.
すべてがうまくいくでしょう。
Everything will be all right. No matter what may come, I will do my duty.
どんなことがあっても私は自分の義務を果たします。
No matter what may come, I will do my duty. It's good to talk things over before you buy something.
物を買う前に相談するのはいいことです。
It's good to talk things over before you buy something. We're so proud of you.
私たちはあなたをとても誇りに思っています。
We're so proud of you. Gravity binds the planets to the sun.
重力は惑星と太陽を結びつけます。
Gravity binds the planets to the sun. The prisoner was set at liberty yesterday.
囚人は昨日釈放されました。
The prisoner was set at liberty yesterday. Let's begin with that question.
その質問から始めましょう。
Let's begin with that question. Where do you think I met her?
どこで会ったと思いますか？
Where do you think I met her? It hardly ever rains in the area.
その地域ではめったに雨が降りません。
It hardly ever rains in the area. We had a good deal of snow last winter.
去年の冬は雪が多かったです。
We had a good deal of snow last winter. Once you have a plan, you should keep to it.
計画を立てたらそれを守りましょう。
Once you have a plan, you should keep to it. Is there a bus that goes to the mall?
モールに行くバスはありますか？
Is there a bus that goes to the mall? This song was popular in the 1970s.
この曲は1970年代に流行した曲です。
This song was popular in the 1970s. Sheep provide us with wool.
羊は私たちに羊毛を提供してくれます。
Sheep provide us with wool. With more courage, I might have proposed to Mary.
もっと勇気があれば、メアリーにプロポーズできたかもしれません。
With more courage, I might have proposed to Mary. What's the best way for me to get a passport?
パスポートを取るのに最適な方法は何ですか？
What's the best way for me to get a passport? The professor's boring lecture put me to sleep.
教授のつまらない講義で眠ってしまいました。
The professor's boring lecture put me to sleep. Say hello to your father for me.
お父さんによろしくお伝えください。
Say hello to your father for me. The new hotel invited suggestions from the guests.
新しいホテルは宿泊客からの提案を募りました。
The new hotel invited suggestions from the guests. The balance at the bank stands at $2 million.
銀行の残高は200万ドルになっています。
The balance at the bank stands at $2 million. Mike doesn't have to wash his mother's car today.
マイクは今日お母さんの車を洗わなくてもいいです。
Mike doesn't have to wash his mother's car today. You must come to the party by all means.
ぜひパーティーに来てください。
You must come to the party by all means. A mosquito just bit me.
蚊に刺されました。
A mosquito just bit me. Bob charged $10 an hour for mowing lawns.
ボブは芝刈りに1時間10ドルを請求しました。
Bob charged $10 an hour for mowing lawns. The trunk was too heavy for him to manage.
そのトランクは重すぎて彼は管理できなかったです。
The trunk was too heavy for him to manage. Indeed, this car is small, but it is powerful.
確かにこの車は小さいけど力強いです。
Indeed, this car is small, but it is powerful. You should put something in your stomach before you go.
行く前にお腹に何か入れておいた方がいいですよ。
You should put something in your stomach before you go. It was very dark in Susan's room.
スーザンの部屋はとても暗かったです。
It was very dark in Susan's room. I will write to you soon.
すぐに手紙を書きます。
I will write to you soon. The old house stands on a cliff.
その古い家は崖の上に立っています。
The old house stands on a cliff. Please fill out this questionnaire and send it to us.
こちらのアンケートにご記入の上送信してください。
Please fill out this questionnaire and send it to us. If only I had a pretty dress like that.
あんな綺麗なドレスがあったらな。
If only I had a pretty dress like that. It was named after the first American president.
アメリカの初代大統領にちなんで名付けられました。
It was named after the first American president. This year is a leap year.
今年はウルー年です。
This year is a leap year. I consulted with my father about the plan.
私はその計画について父に相談しました。
I consulted with my father about the plan. I don't have time.
私には時間がありません。
I don't have time. I'm so glad you came.
来てくれて嬉しいです。
I'm so glad you came. The bed takes up a lot of room.
そのベッドは場所を取ります。
The bed takes up a lot of room. In any case, I'll call you tomorrow.
ともかく明日電話するよ。
In any case, I'll call you tomorrow. You should eat more, or you won't get well soon.
もっと食べないとすぐに良くなりませんよ。
You should eat more, or you won't get well soon. I must be leaving now.
私は今すぐ出なければなりません。
I must be leaving now. You are not entitled to attend the meeting.
あなたはその会合に出席する資格がないです。
You are not entitled to attend the meeting. The new designs are much better than the old ones.
新しいデザインは古いものよりずっといいです。
The new designs are much better than the old ones. The cold north wind was roaring outside.
外では冷たい北風が轟いていました。
The cold north wind was roaring outside. I'm 100% certain.
私は 100% 確信しています。
I'm 100% certain. Please tell me where to go.
どこへ行ったらいいか教えてください。
Please tell me where to go. Instead of a shirt, Brian brought a jacket.
ブライアンはシャツの代わりにジャケットを買いました。
Instead of a shirt, Brian brought a jacket. Perhaps that pair of shoes will fit me.
あの靴が合うかもしれません。
Perhaps that pair of shoes will fit me. Sorry it didn't work out.
申し訳ありませんが、うまくいきませんでした。
Sorry it didn't work out. This is the worst movie I have ever seen.
これは私が今までに見た中で最悪の映画です。
This is the worst movie I have ever seen. This egg has a bad smell.
この卵は嫌な匂いがします。
This egg has a bad smell. I've come to say goodbye.
私は別れを言いに来ました。
I've come to say goodbye. The hawk circled round in the sky.
鷹は空を旋回しました。
The hawk circled round in the sky. I prefer going out to staying at home.
私は家にいるより外出する方が好きです。
I prefer going out to staying at home. I think it's dangerous to swim in that river.
私はその川で泳ぐのは危険だと思います。
I think it's dangerous to swim in that river. Few people came to the lecture.
その講義に来た人はほとんどいなかったです。
Few people came to the lecture. The students were all looking forward to the summer vacation.
生徒たちはみんな夏休みを楽しみにしていました。
The students were all looking forward to the summer vacation. What do you learn English for?
あなたは何のために英語を学びますか？
What do you learn English for? I suppose you could say that.
そうとも言えるでしょう。
I suppose you could say that. Let's play baseball when the rain stops.
雨が止んだら野球をしましょう。
Let's play baseball when the rain stops. The accident caused a traffic jam.
その事故は交通渋滞を引き起こしました。
The accident caused a traffic jam. They deal in fruit and vegetables at that store.
そのお店では青果を扱っています。
They deal in fruit and vegetables at that store. Hurry up, and you'll catch the bus.
急いでください。そうすればバスに間に合いますよ。
Hurry up, and you'll catch the bus. This is a birthday cake with 12 candles on top.
こちらは上に12本のキャンドルを乗せたバースデーケーキです。
This is a birthday cake with 12 candles on top. What were you doing then?
その時あなたは何をしていましたか？
What were you doing then? Well, personally, I don't really care for it.
そうですね。個人的にはあまり好きではありません。
Well, personally, I don't really care for it. The same to you.
あなたもね。
The same to you. How do you like that?
いかがですか？
How do you like that? Dr. Smith has a lot of patients.
スミス先生は患者が多いです。
Dr. Smith has a lot of patients. I hit upon a good idea.
いい考えが浮かびました。
I hit upon a good idea. It's out of the question.
それは話になりません。
It's out of the question. Bill was singled out for a special award.
ビルは特別賞に選ばれました。
Bill was singled out for a special award. Why can't you take things just as they are?
なぜありのままを受け止められないのですか？
Why can't you take things just as they are? I was waiting all alone.
私は一人で待っていました。
I was waiting all alone. I'd like to talk about the good old days.
私は古き良き時代の話をするのが好きです。
I'd like to talk about the good old days. I must keep a secret with regard to the fact.
この事実については秘密にしておかなければなりません。
I must keep a secret with regard to the fact. The aurora was truly remarkable.
オーロラは本当に目を見張るものがありました。
The aurora was truly remarkable. Where are your brother and sister?
お兄さんとお姉さんはどこにいますか？
Where are your brother and sister? Let's see what's happening in this big country.
この大きな国で何が起きているか見てみましょう。
Let's see what's happening in this big country. Is anybody waiting on you?
誰かご用を伺っていますか？
Is anybody waiting on you? Why on earth did you give him such a name?
一体どうしてそんな名前をつけたの？
Why on earth did you give him such a name? I really appreciate all the trouble you've gone to.
本当にお世話になりました。
I really appreciate all the trouble you've gone to. Can you keep the noise down?
静かにしてもらえますか？
Can you keep the noise down? Where is this play being performed?
この劇はどこで上演されているのでしょうか？
Where is this play being performed? This expedition will be expensive.
この遠征は高くつくでしょう。
This expedition will be expensive. He is ill in bed.
彼は病気で寝ています。
He is ill in bed. Are different from those of our school.
私たちの学校の制服とは違います。
Are different from those of our school. I have lost my pencil.
鉛筆をなくしました。
I have lost my pencil. Jim is learning how to drive a car.
ジムは車の運転の仕方を習っています。
Jim is learning how to drive a car. Your wife is very charming.
あなたの妻はとてもチャーミングです。
Your wife is very charming. I'm going shopping at the supermarket.
スーパーに買い物に行きます。
I'm going shopping at the supermarket. I need to find out exactly what went wrong.
何がうまくいかなかったのか正確に突き止める必要があります。
I need to find out exactly what went wrong. If there's a dream, let's run after it.
夢があれば追いかけましょう。
If there's a dream, let's run after it. Do you find it funny that I feel this way?
私がこんな風に感じるのはおかしいかな？
Do you find it funny that I feel this way? He'll be back in a minute.
すぐに戻ります。
He'll be back in a minute. What languages do they speak in Canada?
カナダでは何語を話しているのでしょうか？
What languages do they speak in Canada? Somebody has been sleeping on this sofa.
誰かがこのソファーで寝ていました。
Somebody has been sleeping on this sofa. The air is bad here. Will you open the window?
ここは空気が悪いです。窓を開けてくれませんか？
The air is bad here. Will you open the window? I cannot agree to your proposal.
私はあなたの提案に同意できません。
I cannot agree to your proposal. If you're drunk, don't take the wheel of a car.
酔っ払ってるなら車のハンドルを握らないでください。
If you're drunk, don't take the wheel of a car. Would you like to make friends with that man?
あの男の人と友達になりたいですか？
Would you like to make friends with that man? I don't think these ink stains will come off.
このインクの汚れは落ちないと思います。
I don't think these ink stains will come off. The old man asked me the time.
老人が時間を聞いてきました。
The old man asked me the time. What was it that caused you to change your mind?
何がきっかけで気持ちが変わったのでしょうか？
What was it that caused you to change your mind? Is there any space for one more person?
もう一人分の空きはありますか？
Is there any space for one more person? Could you help me out?
私を助けてくれますか？
Could you help me out? Mrs. Baker had her purse stolen.
ベイカーさんは財布を盗まれました。
Mrs. Baker had her purse stolen. The boy can handle a knife and fork very well.
少年はナイフやフォークの扱いがとても上手です。
The boy can handle a knife and fork very well. Jim didn't work hard enough, so he failed the exam.
ジムは十分な努力をしていなかったので、試験に落ちてしまいました。
Jim didn't work hard enough, so he failed the exam. I got a flat tire.
パンクしてしまいました。
I got a flat tire. Smoking has affected his lungs.
喫煙が彼の肺に影響を与えています。
Smoking has affected his lungs. Take care not to throw away this chance.
このチャンスを逃さないように気をつけてください。
Take care not to throw away this chance. Could I see you a minute, please?
ちょっとお会いしたいのですが。
Could I see you a minute, please? 35 points and then bottomed out.
ダウは35ポイント急落してそこを打ちました。
35 points and then bottomed out. I'll make you 2 fried egg.
目玉焼きを2つ作ってあげます。
I'll make you 2 fried egg. We give foreign tourists the privilege of tax exemption.
外国人観光客には非課税の特権を与えています。
We give foreign tourists the privilege of tax exemption. This dog is trained to save people in the mountains.
この犬は山の中で人を救うために訓練されています。
This dog is trained to save people in the mountains. The old doctor gave individual attention to each patient.
年老いた医師は患者さん一人一人に丁寧に対応してくれました。
The old doctor gave individual attention to each patient. It doesn't make any sense.
それは何の意味もありません。
It doesn't make any sense. The stadium was flooded with baseball fans.
球場は野球ファンであふれていました。
The stadium was flooded with baseball fans. That's exactly my own idea.
それはまさに私の考えです。
That's exactly my own idea. I've never been this happy.
こんなに嬉しかったことはありません。
I've never been this happy. Open your text to page 50.
教科書の50ページを開いてください。
Open your text to page 50. I'd like to have cake for dessert.
デザートにケーキをいただきたいのですが。
I'd like to have cake for dessert. You have good taste in music.
音楽の趣味がいいですね。
You have good taste in music. We insist that this project be carried out immediately.
私たちはこのプロジェクトがすぐに実行されることを要求します。
We insist that this project be carried out immediately. I always walk to school.
私はいつも歩いて学校へ行きます。
I always walk to school. He would sooner rather die than work for that man.
彼はあの男のために働くくらいなら死んだ方がマシです。
He would sooner rather die than work for that man. I look up to him.
彼を尊敬します。
I look up to him. The boy grew up to be a great statesman.
少年は偉大な政治家に成長しました。
The boy grew up to be a great statesman. It has become quite autumnal.
すっかり秋になりましたね。
It has become quite autumnal. It's about time you were independent of your parents.
もう両親から独立してもいい頃です。
It's about time you were independent of your parents. That is a fine excuse.
それは立派な言い訳です。
That is a fine excuse. I guess that you can't do it.
あなたにはできないと思います。
I guess that you can't do it. It doesn't matter whether your answer is right or wrong.
自分の答えが正しいか間違っているかは関係ありません。
It doesn't matter whether your answer is right or wrong. What's the weather like today?
今日の天気はどうですか？
What's the weather like today? I would often go skating on the lake.
私はよく湖にスケートに行ったものです。
I would often go skating on the lake. It's next to impossible to finish it in a day.
一日で終わらせるのは不可能に近いです。
It's next to impossible to finish it in a day. He tried to stand up.
彼は立ち上がろうとしました。
He tried to stand up. This is how the incident happened.
このようにして事件は起こったのです。
This is how the incident happened. Are you coming with me?
あなたは私と来ますか？
Are you coming with me? My uncle brought a new TV set for us.
おじは私たちに新しいテレビを持ってきてくれました。
My uncle brought a new TV set for us. How is everything at home?
ご家族はお元気ですか？
How is everything at home? It's time to go.
そろそろ行かないと。
It's time to go. I must start no matter how heavily it snows.
どんなに大雪が降っても出発しなければなりません。
I must start no matter how heavily it snows. You may have swelling, but don't worry about it.
むくみがあるかもしれませんが、気にしないでください。
You may have swelling, but don't worry about it. Please let me know the schedule beforehand.
あらかじめスケジュールを教えてください。
Please let me know the schedule beforehand. Whales are said to have lived on land long ago.
クジラは昔、陸に住んでいたと言われています。
Whales are said to have lived on land long ago. Do you need an ambulance?
救急車が必要ですか？
Do you need an ambulance? May I take your message?
伝言をいただきましょうか？
May I take your message? I intended to become a teacher.
私は教師になるつもりでした。
I intended to become a teacher. A boy sleeping in bed seems to be an angel.
ベッドで寝ている男の子は天使のようです。
A boy sleeping in bed seems to be an angel. The coffee was not much to my liking.
そのコーヒーは私の口に合わなかったです。
The coffee was not much to my liking. Be sure to telephone by Friday, okay?
必ず金曜日までに電話してくださいね。
Be sure to telephone by Friday, okay? I feel like eating something sweet.
何か甘いものが食べたい気分です。
I feel like eating something sweet. We rid his house of mice.
彼の家からネズミを追い出しました。
We rid his house of mice. John has hardly ever gone to bed before midnight.
ジョンは真夜中前に寝たことがほとんどありません。
John has hardly ever gone to bed before midnight. This problem is a real challenge.
この問題は本当に難しいです。
This problem is a real challenge. He looked as if he knew all about it.
彼はそのことをすべて知っているように見えました。
He looked as if he knew all about it. How long have they been here?
どれくらいここにいますか？
How long have they been here? Our plan will call for a lot of money.
私たちの計画では多くのお金が必要になります。
Our plan will call for a lot of money. Please don't speak so fast.
そんなに早く話さないでください。
Please don't speak so fast. I may as well go out than stay at home.
家にいるよりは出かけた方がいいです。
I may as well go out than stay at home. The lid of this box won't lift.
この箱の蓋は持ち上がりません。
The lid of this box won't lift. Evidently, it's going to rain tomorrow.
どうやら明日は雨になりそうです。
Evidently, it's going to rain tomorrow. This is a picture I took last week.
これは私が先週撮った写真です。
This is a picture I took last week. How would you like to join the dance club?
ダンス部に入りませんか？
How would you like to join the dance club? May I use your pen?
ペンを使ってもいいですか？
May I use your pen? We communicate by means of language.
私たちは言葉を使ってコミュニケーションをとります。
We communicate by means of language. I have to go to sleep.
もう寝なくちゃ。
I have to go to sleep. My sister married a high school teacher last June.
姉は去年の6月に高校の先生と結婚しました。
My sister married a high school teacher last June. This house is my own.
この家は私のものです。
This house is my own. Do you have a number where we can contact you?
連絡の取れる番号はありますか？
Do you have a number where we can contact you? Even if he is in trouble, Sam is always optimistic.
困っていても、サムはいつも楽観的です。
Even if he is in trouble, Sam is always optimistic. Could you put this report into Italian for me?
このレポートをイタリア語にしてくれませんか？
Could you put this report into Italian for me? The man standing by the door is a famous singer.
ドアのそばに立っている人は有名な歌手です。
The man standing by the door is a famous singer. The question was too difficult to answer.
その問題は難しすぎて答えられなかったです。
The question was too difficult to answer. The manager of the team quit suddenly.
そのチームの監督は突然辞めました。
The manager of the team quit suddenly. It is difficult for me to answer the question.
私にとってその質問に答えるのは難しいです。
It is difficult for me to answer the question. This computer often goes out of order.
このコンピューターはよく故障します。
This computer often goes out of order. This is the lost and found office.
ここが遺失物取扱所です。
This is the lost and found office. Kathleen's statements turned out to be true.
キャスリーンの陳述は本当であることが分かりました。
Kathleen's statements turned out to be true. I like it better now that I'm used to it.
慣れてきた今の方が好きです。
I like it better now that I'm used to it. The firefighters arrived in the garage.
消防士たちは車庫に入りました。
The firefighters arrived in the garage. This lesson is canceled tomorrow.
この授業は明日休校です。
This lesson is canceled tomorrow. These goods are free of tax.
この商品は免税品です。
These goods are free of tax. The river flows between the two countries.
その川は両国の間を流れています。
The river flows between the two countries. But earthquakes are still as frightening as ever.
しかし、地震は相変わらず恐ろしいです。
But earthquakes are still as frightening as ever. Look up the words in your dictionary.
辞書でその単語を調べてください。
Look up the words in your dictionary. I had my camera repaired at that shop.
私はその店でカメラを修理してもらいました。
I had my camera repaired at that shop. It's a piece of cake.
それは朝飯前です。
It's a piece of cake. The scene was clearly printed in my memory.
その光景は私の記憶にはっきりと刻み込まれました。
The scene was clearly printed in my memory. I never see this picture without thinking of my father.
この写真を見ると必ず父のことを思い出します。
I never see this picture without thinking of my father. This elevator will take you up to the 10th floor.
このエレベーターで10階まで上がります。
This elevator will take you up to the 10th floor. My aunt showed me how to make good coffee.
おばさんは私に美味しいコーヒーの入れ方を教えてくれました。
My aunt showed me how to make good coffee. I'm sorry, but I don't feel like going out today.
すみませんが、今日は外出する気になれません。
I'm sorry, but I don't feel like going out today. I can't take it anymore.
もう我慢できません。
I can't take it anymore. Miss Green taught me English.
グリーン先生が私に英語を教えてくれました。
Miss Green taught me English. The more popcorn you eat, the more you want.
ポップコーンを食べれば食べるほど欲しくなります。
The more popcorn you eat, the more you want. Do I have any messages?
伝言はありますか？
Do I have any messages? I was caught in the rain and got wet.
雨に降られて濡れました。
I was caught in the rain and got wet. Please pick me up at the airport at 5.
5時に空港に迎えに来てください。
Please pick me up at the airport at 5. What makes you think so?
どうしてそう思うの？
What makes you think so? How have you been recently?
あなたは最近どうでしたか？
How have you been recently? The coach's advice saved us.
コーチのアドバイスに救われました。
The coach's advice saved us. Do you play a musical instrument?
あなたは楽器を演奏しますか？
Do you play a musical instrument? They accomplished their task without any difficulty.
彼らは難なく任務を果たしました。
They accomplished their task without any difficulty. Tell me about your trouble.
あなたの悩みを私に話してください。
Tell me about your trouble. You should have come earlier.
もっと早く来ればよかったのに。
You should have come earlier. The cabin was built of logs.
小屋は丸太で建てられていました。
The cabin was built of logs. While traveling in Europe, I was pickpocketed on a train.
ヨーロッパ旅行中に電車でスリに遭いました。
While traveling in Europe, I was pickpocketed on a train. What time is it now?
今何時ですか？
What time is it now? The last time I saw Kent, he was very well.
この前ケントに会った時、彼はとても元気でした。
The last time I saw Kent, he was very well. I will be back soon.
すぐに戻ります。
I will be back soon. We take it for granted that television exists.
私たちはテレビの存在を当然のことと思っています。
We take it for granted that television exists. The summer vacation ended all too soon.
夏休みはあっけなく終わってしまいました。
The summer vacation ended all too soon. How's this week going so far?
今週は今のところどうですか？
How's this week going so far? Where is the tourist information office?
観光案内所はどこですか？
Where is the tourist information office? Do you feel any pain in your stomach?
お腹に痛みはありませんか？
Do you feel any pain in your stomach? I hope I can be of some help to you.
少しでもお役に立てれば幸いです。
I hope I can be of some help to you. I work for a travel agency.
旅行会社に勤めています。
I work for a travel agency. This medicine will cure your cold.
この薬を飲めば風邪は治るでしょう。
This medicine will cure your cold. She had a bad cold.
彼女はひどい風邪をひきました。
She had a bad cold. Wake me up at 8 o'clock.
8時に起こしてください。
Wake me up at 8 o'clock. Viewed from a distance, the island looked like a cloud.
遠くから見ると島が雲のように見えました。
Viewed from a distance, the island looked like a cloud. Not only Bill but also Steve is crazy about computers.
ビルだけでなく、スティーブもパソコンに夢中です。
Not only Bill but also Steve is crazy about computers. Everyone is friendly to her.
誰もが彼女に親切です。
Everyone is friendly to her. No news is good news.
ニュースがないのはいいニュースです。
No news is good news. I can accept no one from the rules.
私は規則から誰も除外できません。
I can accept no one from the rules. The cottage was clean and tidy.
そのコテージは清潔で整頓されていました。
The cottage was clean and tidy. The doctor called him back.
医者は彼を呼び戻しました。
The doctor called him back. I was about to go out when the phone rang.
出かけようとしたとき、電話が鳴りました。
I was about to go out when the phone rang. Because my mother is sick, my father will cook today.
母が病気なので、今日は父が料理をします。
Because my mother is sick, my father will cook today. You two make a lovely couple.
あなたたち二人は素敵なカップルです。
You two make a lovely couple. Could I borrow your car?
車を貸してくれますか？
Could I borrow your car? In spite of the rain, the game was not cancelled.
雨にもかかわらず、試合は中止になりませんでした。
In spite of the rain, the game was not cancelled. The writer is bringing out a new book next month.
作家さんが来月新刊を出します。
The writer is bringing out a new book next month. He was a gentle and mild-mannered old fellow.
彼は穏やかで温厚なお年寄りでした。
He was a gentle and mild-mannered old fellow. Any child can do that.
どんな子供でもそれはできます。
Any child can do that. We studied the government's economic policy.
私たちは政府の経済政策を研究しました。
We studied the government's economic policy. This country has an even temperature throughout the year.
には1年を通して気温が均一です。
This country has an even temperature throughout the year. This will serve as a check on their work.
これは彼らの仕事のチェックになるでしょう。
This will serve as a check on their work. This is what we want to know.
これが私たちが知りたいことです。
This is what we want to know. If you run fast, you can catch the train.
早く走れば列車に間に合います。
If you run fast, you can catch the train. Each individual paid $1,000.
一人$1,000を支払いました。
Each individual paid $1,000. The fire went out by itself.
火は一人でに消えてしまいました。
The fire went out by itself. You can do this with ease.
これは簡単にできます。
You can do this with ease. Written in simple English, this book is easy to read.
シンプルな英語で書かれており、読みやすい本です。
Written in simple English, this book is easy to read. I am beginning to understand.
だんだん分かってきました。
I am beginning to understand. Students are longing for the vacation.
学生たちは休暇を待ち焦がれています。
Students are longing for the vacation. The boy was used to being scolded.
その少年は叱られるのに慣れていました。
The boy was used to being scolded. I usually gas up the car at this service station.
いつもはこのサービスステーションで車にガソリンを入れています。
I usually gas up the car at this service station. What will you be having?
何を食べますか？
What will you be having? This question in English is anything but easy.
この英語の問題は決して優しいものではないです。
This question in English is anything but easy. Every time I see him, he is smiling.
彼に会うたびに彼はニコニコしています。
Every time I see him, he is smiling. I am sure of his trusting you.
私は彼が君を信頼していると確信しています。
I am sure of his trusting you.